welcome everyone to a new episode of Cinema Dopes. We're checking out movies that have people you know in action movies in preparation of Nobody 2. We're all excited for this, and we got special guests here. We got Emily. Say hi.
Hi.
Thank you. We also got Frank here. Say hi, Frank.
At this point, I'm just kind of like another dope.
He's the unspoken dope.
He's no
He's
longer a special guest. I am the standard guest.
he's
I'm
like
just here.
he's like the Margaret Qualley to Demi Moore in The Substance.
Mm,
Unfortunately, they're not respecting the balance today.
Yeah.
and
I'm trying my
as
best.
and as you can tell, I'm also here joined by Seb and Derek. And hi, I'm Cade. I was here the whole time.
So just as a little context, like leading up to this was like one of the first episodes we conceptualized. Like,
Oh, yeah,
even
by the-
down to like the
but-
thumbnail that I had made
Yeah.
in like 2024.
By the way, we watched Bullet Train starring Brad Pitt. That's why. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, this was like a year in the making. Probably even more so ever since we watched the movie. Well, I watched the movie especially. I think me and Frank watched this at the same time.
Mm.
It was good. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Mm.
I had a great time with it. I enjoy it a little bit more every time.
Mm-hmm.
But some people here, we have seen it. There's a certain someone who's seen this for the first time, literally a couple minutes ago,
Yeah.
and they are the deciding factor with it. I guess in this order we should go in like a revolving door. I already said my piece on the movie. I think it's really good. I think it's really funny. I think the action's very creative. I think the characters are very memorable, and I really like the set pieces.
Okay.
Cade, what do you think of the movie?
I think the movie is fun in the first half, and there are things in the first half that make me kind of be like, okay, can we kind of move it along a little bit? And the plot really does like stop at a certain point and just like does a couple bits, and then it goes on, and then you kind of forget characters. In my opinion, you kind of forget like that. The main guy that like, because as soon as Brad Pitt comes in, it's like, oh yeah, he's the main character. Actually, you just kind of forget. At least I did at first upon my first watching. The second time I was able to like actually pay attention and like properly, like maybe I was just stupid the first time I watched it. No, by the time when something significant happens in the movie, you think that character is dead, and then they pop back up and with his dad, and it's like, oh yeah, these guys are in this movie. It's very, I don't want to say bloated, but there are things in this movie I like. There are things in this movie I don't like. I like a lot more things in the first half than I do the second half, and we'll go into it as we go into it. All right.
All right,
I think it's fun.
Frank, what do you think of the movie?
I think the movie's a blast. I think that it is well communicated and well paced. I think that it leaves a lot of foreshadowing that on first viewings you will miss, but on subsequent viewings you'll pick up on and see how the pieces click together like a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying like you're wrong in your opinion. By all means, you can feel that it is bloated because there is a lot of spinning plates, and I think that it does a good job of keeping the plates spinning and not crashing to the floor or not being forgotten about.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see how you would see this as too much going on when something more quiet could be going. But I think a lot of what makes this movie stand out in times of like John Wick's and all that is that it has so much going on and that it always loops back, and every time you're like, oh, what happened to that? It's like, oh, it came back. I forgot. And now it's answered.
Fair enough.
Derek, what do you think of the movie?
Oh boy. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so
Sit back, everyone. Get your popcorn.
So I've actually seen the movie before too, same as Seb and Frank. I saw it in theaters back when it came out in the summer of 22, and I remember I really liked it. And I was like kind of like like I saw how the movie got more of a mixed reaction. I was like, really? Like I thought this was like a really fun movie. Like I really enjoyed it. I thought the characters were great. I thought the action set pieces were awesome. And I was like, yeah, like I enjoyed this. This was like one of my more favorite action movies of that year. And I hadn't really watched it since, but I always like made it a point to come back to it at some point, just because I remember like really having a good time with it in the theater. So I guess I had the chance to rewatch it this time with the dopes,
Mhm.
and yeah, I can't really say I'm a fan of the movie anymore. So not just with Bullet Train, but I've been like rewatching a lot of David Leitch's films from the last year.
Mm.
I saw The Fall Guy in theaters, and I also like rewatched it like a couple months after, like when it came on like streaming. And I also rewatched Deadpool 2 a while ago. And I've noticed this thing like whenever I rewatch any of his movies, for some reason, like a detail that always stands out to me is always how wordy his movies are. Because like he's not the screenwriter usually. Like usually he just like, collaborates with someone to like write his the screenplay that he does a movie for. But I
Mhm.
feel like whoever writes his movies, like they're like very very wordy movies, and like it doesn't really like stick out to me like when I'm watching in the theater. But, like when I'm at home and like trying to pay more attention to the movie a little bit and like kind of like piece things together more. Like, I just like realize like how much of like majority of the movie when it's not the big action set pieces is like very heavy dialogue between characters. And I think
Yeah.
this one, especially more than Fall Guy and Deadpool, like this one like really really hammers in like how much dialogue there is, which I guess in a way makes sense because like this is a movie that's like in one primary location, and I think like that conversation between these characters and like how like the plans of like each character and like who they're associated with, like just like executing like what they want to do is like kind of important to establish like the plot and like the characters. But I feel like the problem I have is that the movie kind of gets lost in its own sauce, where it's like all of this stuff is important. Like it's like I feel you can't really cut some of this stuff because it's like it's very essential to like making the movie work. But
Mm.
to me, I feel like what it's missing is an anchor that the whole movie centers on. Which I mean, I guess there is. I just feel like the execution of like the point of the movie doesn't come across that strong. Like I guess like as an example, like in The Fall Guy, like how that's like also like a very wordy action movie. But I feel like what makes that movie work is that it has the heart of both in the kind of cheesy love story between Ryan Gosling and uh, Emily Blunt, but
Mhm.
also just the fact that the movie is like a love letter to stunt workers and like stunt choreography and just like all that kind of stuff in filmmaking. Like you can like feel that like from the first frame of the movie all the way to the end credit sequence where it's like that big tribute to stunt work. Like you can feel that for that whole movie, and I think that like to
Mhm.
me that's what makes up for it, and like why like, I still enjoy that movie. But with Bullet Train, it's just it seems like more of an appreciation for like the aesthetic of the movie, which is like very uh obviously it has like this big appreciation for like the Japanese aesthetic and like
I was gonna
that
say, if you don't mind saying, I think this was a big celebration of Jackie Chan style action movies and
oh
probably
yeah
just like
Yeah.
80s action movies in general, where they were really like pushing the envelope, especially with their use of like weapons and just the environment around
Oh
you
yeah, yeah.
to like
mhm,
keep the pace like going.
mhm.
It's a very big. I don't want no trouble action movie,
Mm.
Yeah,
where it's
as you're
less
saying.
about the offense and more about the defense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
That's actually a good way to put it with everything here.
yeah,
Mm.
and I guess that's really it for me because it's like that's not just like at the end of the day that's what it really comes down to. Like it's not like a movie for me personally, but like I totally get like how people could love this movie, and I hope it honestly does get more appreciation in the future. Even if I'm not the biggest
Mhm.
fan of it, like I think there is stuff in this movie that's worth talking about and like dissecting,
Oh
especially
yeah.
especially with the choreography and how the action is done in this movie.
Yeah.
All right.
And
With
finally,
all that said and done,
yeah.
there is the tiebreaker. Miss Emily,
What did you think of
just
the
down in the
movie?
corner, dressed in as a Japanese mascot, just waiting to make an appearance.
uh,
Well, unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna be much of a tiebreaker because I'm kind of on like both ends where I can
Oh,
agree
oh.
I can agree with Derek and Cade with like how the movie kind of gets lost in itself, but I also enjoy the complexity of the movie in a way.
Mhm.
Like I'm one of those people who likes like really complex plots,
Yeah.
And even though I do agree that I feel like it does get a little confusing, I kind of like how it built up over time. Like how in the beginning it starts with like, well, technically the son, and then you get like Brad Pitt's character, and then you get the twins, and they're all kind of like slowly layering up, and then it all kind of like layers down at like the end of the movie where it's kind of just back to like Brad Pitt and the lemon guy, I think.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like my mixed feeling part of it, where like I both like and dislike how complex it is.
Hmm.
Also, I remember when this movie came out, and I remember it almost being like, I don't know if you guys remember it like this, but I remember it being advertised kind of as a comedy movie,
Yeah, it
where it was like,
was.
it's action,
Yeah.
but the funniest action movie.
It's
And I
the
was
it's the
like,
funny.
huh?
I just imagine them advertising this like they did with that fart commercial from Tropic Thunder with like Jack Black.
Oh god.
Get ready for they're the funniest action movie of all time. I don't know, like I felt like the vibe that was given to me in the trailer was exactly what was put to screen, because like immediately it sets the trailer to the Japanese version of Staying Alive.
Right.
Mhm.
And that
Yes.
and that to me was like, okay, I can get the vibe to this immediately, and I am so down. I unfortunately, did this come out in 2022 or
22.
2021?
22.
Yeah.
Okay, what? I think something came out around the same time that made me, because like this was before I was like super into like going out to movies and everything, and I like really needed a group to go with.
Yeah.
This
Wait,
was like, you
I
go.
could probably check. I could probably check
Yeah.
what movie was also coming out around the same
Yeah,
time.
go ahead. The movie also suffered because of a Brad
oh.
Pitt controversy.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
he was in the news. He did a big fucky wucky, and it was like just as the movie dropped. So,
Yeah.
like advertisements for it almost immediately dried out.
Yeah.
I think it was like pulled from theaters pretty prematurely, but like
I-
you know when it died down and people started to watch it on streaming platforms and stuff,
Hmm.
it got it got its time in the sun. Like
This
a
movie
real
put-
shame for everyone else who did a stellar job in this movie. That it's like, oh, this big Hallmark, uh, not Hallmark. Fuck, that's an insult. This big like performance I just did, and I just absolutely killed in. Everyone's gonna write it off as a footnote because Brad Pitt, shit the bed, and we all had to sleep in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember seeing the commercials fairly, like frequently. And I had interest in watching it, I just never got to watch it. And then all of a sudden it just kind of dropped off, and I never really.
Yeah.
Well, I knew the Brad Pitt thing was going on, but I didn't know that's what affected the movie. Uh, so maybe that's also why I only got to watch it now. But
Mm.
you know.
Yeah. What were you gonna say,
It'd
by the
be
way?
like that.
What else was like coming out? I see the gray man. That might have been around the time Butcher was coming out.
I honestly, nothing's like really like
I think
standing
like
out to me.
now that I'm remembering a bit more, I think I finally had an opening to watch it, and when we finally got enough people together, it was already pulled from theaters. It was one of those
Oh.
movies where like
Yeah.
it was still playing, but just not in my theater. So I'm like, fuck this. And then
Yeah.
it like came to Netflix strangely pretty fast.
Yeah. And now it's on Disney
This movie
Plus.
This movie hot potatoed between so much streaming services. I think first it was Netflix, then it was like Hulu, I believe,
Yeah,
and then
Hulu,
Disney Plus,
Prime.
which
Well, Hulu, then Prime, then Disney Plus.
yeah.
It was on HBO at one point.
And yeah, it
This
was on
movie,
HBO for a bit.
This movie swaps spit with a lot of services.
Much like how
Ooh.
oh god, what's his name? Lemon was spitting up that water bottle there.
Yeah.
I did not like that fucking angle.
Yeah.
But yeah, like going into it, so back to what Emily was saying about just like seeing both sides. I really feel like this movie is a litmus test for like if you want, because on the first watch I was with you guys and I was like, it was a fun movie. I just thought it was a little confusing. But then when I watched it a second time and really seeing everything lead up to this point and understanding the plan more, and I also got a better appreciation for how much stuff they do set up in the movie.
Right.
That is like it's in the background, but you wouldn't even like notice.
Yeah.
Like, one thing that I noticed at the very beginning on this third watch that made me love, the tangerine truck shows up at the
Yeah.
beginning of the movie when Ladybug's in Tokyo.
Yeah.
And
That's a
Oh.
but yeah, the tangerine truck shows up. You could see a boomslang news report at the beginning in the hospital room
Yep.
that it got stolen. Um freaking you could see Ladybug at the party that Wolf had the massacre at. So he
Mhm.
was surveilling. He was actually like spying on everybody during that entire thing, and he was just seen as guilty by association.
Yeah.
Which explains why Wolf was pissed off, because he's the only one he remembers like the face of at the party
Mm.
at the wedding. But yeah, there's just so much like minor things like that, like subtle nuances that you see people do that I'm like, oh shit, like I felt like it is like pretty well put together, and I feel like everything, I don't really think there is that much of a start and stop with things. I feel like there is a lot of just like stuff that is in the background that it stirs on until it finally strikes, and
Well,
when it
the-
does, it's pretty satisfying.
the big theme of the movie is fate. It's
Yes.
that things are fated to happen. Things happen for reasons. A big part of the movie is though like, oh, why are all these things happening? It must be fate. Like these all can't be coincidences. And then Michael Shannon's character, the White Devil, states like, I planned this whole thing from the beginning,
Mhm.
and that's why it happened. And the one guy, is it Kaziata? He talks about how like, oh, you fear fate, and that's why things don't go your way. And the White Devil's big thing is he does a Russian roulette
Yeah.
before shooting because he does not fear fate in that way. But fate makes a fool of him when he thinks he's finally got revenge on Carver, only to find out that Ladybug was filling a mission for Carver.
Yeah.
Like that's the big thing that makes like everything kind of stick together for me. That all these things happen for a reason, and you think at first like, oh, it's because it's the plot of the movie that everything happens for a reason, and then you learn it's like, no, the reason this works is because someone orchestrated it to happen, and here's all the reasons behind it. But the
Mhm.
reason everything goes as like according as planned, except for all of these snafus, is just the fate of how things are, and the reason that Ladybug is able to succeed in this is just because he's innately lucky.
Mm.
Yeah. And it comes in like the worst ways possible, but in reality, it is forwarding the plot to get to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he is just kind of like, he says he's lucky, but in all honesty, he's just kind of like a whirlwind of fate that is like, but just by happenstance bringing stuff together and just aggravating things just by sheer like, he's like fate incarnate. He's the one that are willing things into existence.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's the best way for me to put it. Now, we got past that. I want to talk about the performances. Who is everyone's favorite character in the movie?
Aaron Taylor Johnson. Easily, he's the best one.
Dude,
Mine is Brian
Tyree Henry.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
always the goat. I mean, I will
And
say,
Trayvon Lemon, man.
They are acting each other. They're acting the fuck off right now. They're having like a competition to see who is better, and both of them are succeeding.
Yeah.
They're so good off each other.
Those.
I
mixed
didn't
on
mean to
Brian
jump the
Tyree
line on
Henry, just because
Yeah.
like, I love him in like everything he is. Like
Yeah.
every movie I've seen him in, like he's great. But for some reason, like I feel like out of like all the British characters in this movie, he has like the weakest and like less convincing accent compared to Joey King and Aaron Taylor. Oh, I mean, obviously Aaron Taylor Johnson's actually British, but I don't know. Like I feel like Brian's accent just like wasn't that convincing to me.
Mm.
So, and I just kept thinking of like his other like movies that he's been in. It was kind of distracting to me.
I didn't
I
mind
think
it
it might
that
have.
much.
I think it might have been his cadence, but I felt like he had. I don't know, because Aaron Taylor Johnson has more of like a Weasley like British voice, but he's so like sharp witted and fast with it. It comes off
Yeah.
as like badass. And I do like how Brian Henry's accent, because of his cadence, like he just sounds a lot more husky and like from the backside
Yeah.
of London. If we
Mhm.
have anybody in Britain who follows us on Cinema Dopes, I am so sorry, but I just thought both of them sounded cool for that reason. That was my interpretation.
Mhm.
They have big
British.
like
British.
British.
Mongoose and badger energy, if that makes sense.
Mongoose and badger. You know what? I could
Yeah.
see it.
I want to
yeah,
quickly point out, I
you go.
really
you go.
love that their code names were Tangerine and Lemon
Yeah.
because they're both citrusy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's their like Link is brothers. They're citruses of different colors, but still brothers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for jumping the line with that, but it's just the matter that like Lemon and Tangerine went together, so I felt compelled to jump in with what Cade was saying. But anyone else not one of the brothers as their favorite performance?
I think Brad Pitt was really good. I felt like
Yeah.
maybe sometimes he could be a little wordy with things, but I think he did a good job of just being like just kind of there for the ride, even though he's trying to get off the fucking bus and get off the train.
So
and like just stuff happens and just how like dumb fucking lucky he is.
So is it me, or in that final like I don't know, I guess the final act or whatever, like when, especially when he's at the front of the bullet train, was he trying to do a voice? like in those shots when he's talking to Lemon, he's like, I feel like he was trying to do a voice, and someone tells me that was a reshoot. Like he was talking normally throughout the entire movie, and then he's like, "Thanks, man." He like sounded way too jovial or whatever, just like he was kind of putting on a character or whatever.
I can hear that. I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt. I think they were trying to do that. They were screaming because everything's just super loud.
Yeah.
Because the wind was going by. Like
Yeah.
I guess they were trying to be realistic in a movie like as unrealistic as this.
With a very
Well, no, but
CGI looking background.
That's good attention to detail though, because like, yeah, if you're in a situation like that, you can't speak in a normal volume. You have to scream everything because you're gonna hear the
Just the wind
around you passing.
Yeah.
The wind. It's gonna be deafening.
Yeah.
dude. But aside from like some of the backgrounds, which again this might have suffered a bit from COVID crunch.
Yeah.
That might have been a part of it, especially for specific characters at the end that show up that look like they were green screened in.
Dude, the father and the son, just looking at him is so funny. It looks like so weird and janky, but it just could be VFX artist COVID crunch there. Oh my god.
Which I want to give him some slack for, because what else are you gonna do? I think
Right.
aside from that, I think the effects are fantastic, and I think the setting, like in effects that you do see, especially with the camera work, phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, I need to know the second unit director on this, because there is so much like fun camera work, especially with
The
the
Fiji
props and
bottle.
weapons being used. Oh my god, the fucking Fiji bottle.
A lot of really fun little track shots in this movie. Everything's got this little backstory. Nothing is in like there by chance. Everything is there
Deliberately.
because it's set there. Yeah.
I
And
really
because of that, a
enjoyed-
lot
oh,
of fun
sorry.
little action scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Emily, what were you saying?
I was gonna say I really enjoyed like the water bottle like backstory montage and how it's just like a POV camera, and it like summed up the entire movie but from the water bottle's perspective, and I just thought that was a funny
Yeah.
element.
Dude, that would have been so funny as if they just released that. Just that POV of like one of the stories or whatever. Like when it just shows the POV of the water bottle. It should be like a Fiji ad.
Yeah.
That'd be really funny.
And the when the boom slang is just going around everything, and like when it finally strikes, it feels like a jump scare. It's just like and that's I feel like that is a advantage of stuff that kind of feels like it gets forgotten, because when it comes back, it strikes you and it kind of scares you. And you're like, oh shit, yeah, that was still on the train.
It is a huge movie of Chekhov's guns, and they all go off.
Yeah.
It's like it's left on the table, and it's like, okay, well, something's gonna happen with this, and the movie does a good job of making you like
kind of forget.
Yeah. And it's like, oh shit, I forgot the snake was on the train. Now he gets bit, and it's like, okay, what's the next thing that's going on?
The bulletproof vest is brought up at the beginning.
yeah,
It's
the
like,
Yeah.
you have a bulletproof vest on you. It's like, no, why would I do that? It's just stuff like that.
But to that point, also, Tangerine is shot in the neck where the bulletproof vest would not have helped.
Exactly.
To Lemon getting shot in the chest where the bulletproof vest saved his life.
Yeah. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah.
Thank you, George Lucas.
Poems.
Derek, what's something you liked
They're
in
on
the
a
movie?
bikinis in space.
Well, since we were talking about characters that we like besides Tangerine and Lemon, and I finally got a lot of flack for saying, but I really like Bad Bunny's character. I thought his scene was like that was like my favorite part of the movie was
He's
like him.
he's so underrated because of how like serious he's taken as a character. You go through his entire backstory, literally to as a child.
Yeah.
And you see like like pretty much like an up sequence of like him just rising the ranks and getting to this point of the wedding. And he's having the fight of his life. He's trying to kill Brad Pitt so bad, and Brad is just doing like perfect defense after perfect defense to the point where Wolf gets anticlimactically murdered. Like you go through his entire backstory just to see him die in the worst way possible.
It's like,
Yeah, and I thought that was really funny at the time when the movie came out because like I remember a lot of the advertising centered around him, and I even knew people who's like, oh, I'm gonna watch the movie because Bad Bunny's in it.
He was
and
a
he,
top
like,
billing.
He
Yeah.
like dies in like the first 20 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
that's really funny.
They do a lot of that. Like in the trailer for this movie, you thought Karen Fukuhara was gonna be like an assassin in the movie, but she's just there as a red herring. They just hired like her as like a pretty prestigious actress for like this film because you think she's gonna be one, but it's actually just Zazie Beetz in disguise.
yeah. Which I guess
It
that's a good way to segue into something I dislike, unless you got something to say real quick, Seb.
No, you know what? Go ahead.
So, specifically with those two characters, the wolf and the hornet, I feel like you could have kind of made them one character, kind of, because at the end of the day, the wolf's character, I get why they did it, but I feel like it's a little bit of fluff for the movie. Like you could maybe trim down the backstory a little bit, but I don't know. It's weird because I like it, but it puts up a lot of fat in the movie that can be trimmed down. Like the all around just his backstory can be good as a movie on its own. You know what I mean?
That's the point, though.
I know, but
Yeah.
but what I'm trying to
It's a
say,
movie of everyone who's a main protagonist in
Right,
like,
but-
their own story, but
right.
they're nothing in like the grand scheme of it.
but what I'm trying to say is that I get why they did it. I just feel like by the time we got to that like section of the movie, I was just like, okay, what? Sure, because like we spent like what 10 minutes on that backstory. I don't know.
Like 5.
or like 5 minutes. Yeah. Meanwhile, like
You went through 5 minutes in a Corona ad.
exactly. It's basically 5 minutes of a
Yeah.
Corona ad that I'm watching here. And meanwhile, before with Lemon, I guess the reason why I had it's like kind of like a sour taste in my mouth is because like 10 minutes before
Love it.
is because like 10 minutes before we just had a full on like cutaway. It's basically kind of like a Family Guy cutaway gag where they cut away to a different thing and they talk about it. You know what I mean?
Lois, remember when
Hey,
my
Lois.
wife was poisoned in a wedding?
Hey,
Remember when-
hey,
hey,
Pe-
Lois,
Brad
remember
Pitt
when
was
I-
there?
hey,
Remember
Peter.
when I killed 17 people?
Joel, it was actually 16 people. No, Peter, it was 17. Here, let's
No,
go
Peter,
through
you
it.
Don't understand.
You
Peter.
don't understand, Peter.
I'm gonna walk you through this. But
Let me-
Joe, you can't walk at all. Peter, I'm gonna ask you not to do that joke again.
Well, actually, that was supposed to show how the son even ended up in the custody of them.
Which that is why I like that. I think that is good because it ties into the main story more. With the wolf story, it just completely goes to something else, and then it ties back to him wanting to kill Brad Pitt because someone poisoned the wedding. And I get it like ties back into the movie, yes, but not like to a central point because you got, you know what I mean? Am I explaining this properly?
There's a point to him.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying that you could have removed him and put like a filler part for it, but he does serve a purpose in that he gives Brad Pitt the knife that he later uses to
Right.
save Lemon's life. He gives him the information that the Hornet is on the train, which is something that saves his life because if he didn't know she was there, she would have just stabbed him and killed him and took the stuff.
Yeah.
And it is a key for him to understand that this was all a setup. There's like layers to why he is there, and he serves a small purpose to it, but he serves a purpose.
Right, okay.
Hornet
That's fair.
Also, Hornet also serves a purpose in that, uh, in the White Devil's backstory, she killed the surgeon he needed to save his wife's life,
Yeah.
and for that she was on the train, and she's on the train to kill his son,
Mhm.
but that's all just a setup, and she's going after the briefcase because
There was just money.
like
That
that's
was
her
money.
that's her money, that's her
Right,
reward
yeah.
for this whole thing.
Yeah.
Everyone is set for this briefcase as a target, so they will inevitably either kill each other or put themselves in a weakened state so the White Devil could kill them, so he could kill them himself, because that's his big thing, that he wants to look people in the eyes when he kills them.
Yeah.
But and this whole thing was supposed to go very smoothly, like to his plan. But the problem was the main ace, the entire person that he was set out to kill, who was Carver. If he was in
Played
this
by
situation,
Ryan Reynolds.
yes,
Yeah.
played by Ryan Reynolds. This movie is full of funny fucking cameos.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
from
Channing
actors.
Tatum. Is
We
that a
got
sex
Channing
thing?
Tatum. Sandra Bullock gets blue screened in. It's very great.
No,
Derek
Lord, I've been
O'Hara
waiting
was
for
already
this.
mentioned. Oh,
I'm about to make a name of myself.
Oh, but like a
So
name for
apparent-
myself. Oh my god.
So apparently this was supposed to coincide with the Golden City, which had Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock, and Brad
Oh
Pitt had a
yeah.
cameo in that.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
wait. Yeah.
Was it the Golden City or the Lost
The
City?
Lost
I think it was
City.
the
Lost City.
Yeah,
I forgot that existed.
but yeah, so the entire point, what makes it so tragically funny, is that if Carver was the one in, this entire plan would have went smoothly, but Ladybug pretty much fucked everything up to the
Yeah.
point where it got solved.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
yeah, it's like a very well constructed plot piece. But it's like if you took a puzzle and you need one last piece to it, and you get it from a completely different puzzle set to try to make it fit, and it doesn't work.
Yeah. But yeah, there was that, and to get to move to like Hornet, I think the character of Hornet works. Like we've said, I think her bit doesn't though. I think
Bitch.
no,
You
yeah,
don't like
I
her
don't.
bitch bit.
No, I think it's fine once or twice, but it's by the time she dies, it's like when you learn. It's like when you first learn the swear word as a kid, and you're just constantly using it at the end of every single sentence. It's like at some point it loses its meaning of the word.
Yeah, it was a little annoying, especially since this movie is pretty sparing with cursing. Like, characters curse like sailors all the time, but typically it's only in moments of high stress to emphasize that they are panicking. They're professionals that shouldn't be in this situation, and for that they are pissed.
They
Yeah.
get away
Her
with a lot
cursing
of.
over and over and over again just kind of is jarring. But like the fight choreography in that fight's awesome. Her dropping the needle on the
Oh, well,
hand,
yeah.
By the way, it's
him
set,
stabbing it into
by the
her,
way-
and
by the
playing
way,
chicken for the antidote.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
entire
yeah,
fight is set to the Green Hornet theme from the 60s.
yeah. Oh, that's
Which
funny.
is-
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like set to the act, like every punch is a horn blare and everything. And I think like the entire point is that she is like vulgar and like very
Yeah.
like she thinks she's the shit. She thinks she's like an action movie hero, but she gets thwarted just from just like trying to be too sleek with like how she handles everything. It's
Yeah.
just that Ladybug is just a lot more like quick-witted with stuff like that.
Well, she's cocky.
I'm like
a big
MacGyver.
reason that, the big reason that she dies is because she only brought the one antidote,
Yeah.
and Brad Pitt's like kind of, he stops himself. He's like, I'm mansplaining. I shouldn't mansplain. But
I'm
he's
mansplaining.
genuinely like stating her fatal flaw, which is that she is reckless. She only
Yeah.
had the one antidote. Like, she only expected to make one mistake and be able to fix it. And because she made the mistake of letting him take that antidote off her, she dies.
Yeah.
And it reminds me back to the Wolf fight where fucking Wolf throws the knife and it bounces out the briefcase and kills him. To,
Yeah.
like, again, emphasize that Ladybug's a fucking deity of luck, this trickster man, this
Mhm.
god of misfortune, befitted on everyone else. But that also foreshadows that in the future, that Ladybug's able to make a crazy ass knife shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I get why it's in there. I just feel like it can be trimmed, you know?
I guess
Yeah.
so in
It,
terms of things. Like maybe if this movie was probably like 10 minutes shorter, maybe
Yeah.
it'd be like constant nonstop. I do like the additional like dialogue. I feel like it's very fun to watch again, like when you finally catch up on all the dialogue. I
Yeah.
think everything Tangerine and like Lemon say is like golden.
Oh, well, yeah.
I think to the point where the movie slows down just for a minute because they're really like stewing. Her getting her comeuppance is the plot between the father and Prince,
Oh my
yeah.
god. The first time watching it, I was so annoyed with their character. It was just like, okay,
which is the point.
Well, she's
I know
built
it's
to be
the point.
obnoxious.
But like even then I'm like, okay, she's gonna get her comeuppance, and then they keep doing more and more and more. I'm just like, oh my god, get to it.
But there's
I
some nuance to it.
yeah.
Her being Prince, to emphasize that she's the usurper, killing her own brother.
I
Her
do
father,
yeah.
White Devil, being all about chance and fate, and
Yeah.
her rigging fate by having a trick gun that shoots who's ever holding it.
And the suitcase rigging that
There's
up as well.
yeah, the suitcase rigged with a bomb. Uh, she was a clever character, and I remember writing this down in the notes. She is very smart in a stupid world, hence why she fails.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good way to put it.
Yeah.
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 There's also Kimura, who is very stoic in a world of goofballs, which is why he suffers. He eventually does like get
Mhm.
on everyone's level and stuff, but it is really funny that he's this traditional like Japanese action hero of like, I must
Samurai.
go and
Yeah.
save my family, and this is the only way I can do it. And everyone's like, uh-oh, I stabbed you, uh-oh, I shot you, uh-oh. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh god, why?
Yeah, it's yeah, that's one other thing is that after the son got shot and it was like, oh well, he's dead. But not really. It's like, oh yeah, he's still around, huh? Like when the elder came back, I was just like, oh yeah, he's around. There's just a lot like Frank said, there's a lot of spinning plates. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes they just spin too much on one of the plates and then they like do like a half spin, like they don't really pay attention to it. It's like if you did like a really big spin and then just move and start spinning the other one right to your right, if you get what I mean. It's like you're focusing more on one than the other. And I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been like handled a bit more, but once again, like at first this was kind of like it was mellowed out more the more I did watch it, like to understand 100% what was going on and when it would come back. I felt like they all came back at pretty significant times or like the like best time to properly do it because you see interactions between like pretty much everyone before they set up like the final climax of everything,
Yeah.
which is fun. You get a sequence between Lemon and Ladybug. You get a sequence between Tangerine and Ladybug. You see Tangerine talk to Prince. You see Lemon talk to Prince. And it's
We did
just
talk about this. Tangerine figuring out Prince is the mastermind because of
Diesel.
the diesel.
Diesel.
Just
Fucking
the whole
Diesel.
subplot of Lemon using Thomas the Tank Engine characters as metaphors to quickly understand characters is very clever. Gives reason for why these British guys are on a Japanese train by using these metaphors to kind of link them. And also, it's very fitting that Tangerine, the whole movie, is like, that's a stupid idea, and you're an idiot for liking that. And then him, again, dropping his stoicism and like understanding the craziness of the world, is able to adopt his brother's system, and it heeds to him figuring out who Prince is. But unfortunately, he doesn't get that revenge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah. In all honesty, it really is fucking Ladybug coming in and ruining all these perfect action hero archetypes just by existing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like he
No.
literally ruins he thwarts everyone's plan just by being himself and like not even trying to like oppose it unless he has to defend himself.
I think that's the true beauty. Like if Carver was in here, this would be like a John Wick, like Ryan Reynolds, like, I gotta survive all these assassins, and they're all coming after me, and I'm just guns a blazing, and I don't care about being careful. I'm gonna get out of here alive. And Brad Pitt just Mr. Magooing his way through everything, just
He was built
everyone
as a
else just like eating shit because this dumbass is like, hold on, I don't want no trouble, and he slides and it's like, oh fuck, he pulled my pants down, now I can't shoot. Oh no, there's a knife in my ass. Oh man, I guess I bleed out now. I guess I'll never get revenge for the guy that killed my dog. Uh-oh.
Womp womp.
I still find it funny how his original plan was he was just supposed to take the briefcase. That was all he had to do.
Yeah, it's a snatch and grab. He was just supposed to intersect, take, and leave.
Derek, you got anything else you want to say before we move on to like the final act?
Not really.
No, Emily.
I had something, but I forgot it.
I forgot.
Man,
You want to? Okay, so pedaling back on the Green Hornet soundtrack, I love the soundtrack to this movie so
Yeah.
much.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
This movie like oozes so much charm and style, and that's just code word for it's in Japanese, so it's automatically stylish.
The location and the use of the bullet trains and like all the media around it really does help
Yeah.
show how alienated and alone Ladybug is. He is just kind of like, oh fuck, I don't know anything. And every time he meets a person that is not Japanese, he's like, oh fuck, you're a problem.
But yeah, you get I'm forever blowing bubbles every time it talks about lemon and tangerine in 3 different versions.
Yep.
You get Staying Alive in Japanese, you get the Green Hornet theme during the Hornets fight.
You gotta need a
You
hero in
get
Japanese.
I Need a Hero, which plays during the climax of the movie, which is very fun. And it just like fully embraces the fun idea of being in a Japanese setting on a bullet train. It's just perfect for using different motifs, and like sometimes you feel like a movie has old music in it just as like obligation because Guardians of the Galaxy did it, so doing this automatically gives it style.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Suicide Squad 2016.
It knows what it
Yeah.
did. Oh, woof. But
If
I
we
feel
ever
like-
reviewed that movie somehow on the podcast, like that would be the biggest rant you would ever hear from me about music
Absolutely.
supervision in film, because I
Yeah.
always pay attention to that like so much.
I don't think anyone wants to
I-
watch that nor talk about that, Derek.
Well, I mean,
I-
given our track record, I wouldn't put it past us.
We've been through
I-
worse.
I would do it
Have
only
we?
to then immediately compare it to the James Gunn version.
Yes.
Because I love the
Mm.
James Gunn version of it,
Mhm.
of the Suicide Squad. But I
See-
did actually at one point sit down to watch the original Suicide Squad. God, is it awful?
Season 2 Creature Commandos, that's when we'll talk about it.
Yeah, that's fair. Creature Commandos was fun.
Or Season 3 of Peacemaker. Or 2. I don't know.
Season 2 coming up, yeah.
Anyways, Bullet Train. So Michael Shannon, speaking of DC, he just...
We can't
Yeah.
escape Michael Shannon.
We can't, man. Bro, he's just...
back.
He's a full-on Russian weeb, and I love it.
The White Death,
It's
who was
such-
unfortunately not played by Prince.
Yeah.
That would have been fun. Him going around in his VMA assless chaps, just murking people. That's just him when you see his back turned. That's how you indicate that you know who he is. But yeah, Michael Shannon's got the long ass hair looking like Cruella DeVille. And like he's got the
Yeah.
face for it. I think he's really good, and we'll get to a point that I really like what they do in movies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's like the main bad guy. He is the Russian mobster who goes into the Yakuza, overtakes it, and
Mhm.
becomes like the White Death, like pretty much the most feared man. And they always talk about the escapades that he does and what he's pretty much just talked about the entire movie.
Yeah. You know,
And then you finally see him. You go.
I was gonna say, you know, I can't believe I'm going back to D&D again, Frank. But you know what it kind of reminds me of? It's like when you create a cool character and then you just throw into the world of D&D and everything just goes wrong.
He's the big bad evil guy that you build all this lore about like he single-handedly toppled the underground empire and took control and pledged the whole city into his clutches, forcing them under his allegiance. And then the party goes to him and it's like, where'd you get your hair done? A blender. And he's like, I will crush you under my boot. And then they just throw shit at him and he's like, wait, stop, come on, guys.
You
You
gotta calm
can't do
down.
this to me.
You gotta calm down, bro. Don't call me bro.
I like how
Jeez,
much.
oh my God.
I like how much
We'll
the
get
mic
there.
peaked out there.
It full on stopped. It gave up.
But
So much
anyway,
of the movie is built around like the kind of nuance of the characters, like their hairstyle, their outfits. There's all a little story in there. When Wolf shows up, he has a stain on his pure white suit,
Yeah.
and later on is stabbed in the heart, which mirrors the stain, and that's really cool
Oh.
foreshadowing.
Yeah, it's on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah. The White Devil is all about wearing this mask and having this aura of protection around him. And the second that's gone, he's this pathetic man. He's like, why nothing work for me?
we'll get there.
Uh,
We'll get there.
Uh,
So
Well,
can we?
Joey King, awful hair. Emily, go.
I was gonna say even the elder kind of calls Michael Shannon's character out, where he's like, "You want control of your fate because you're afraid of it."
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's just showing like, yeah, you're this big guy and you know how to kill people, but you're really just like afraid of like fate, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walt from
But,
Knives Out. You're scared of fate.
Ooh.
I will not
yeah,
eat
so-
another iota of shit.
Yeah. So-
It is wild how in Knives Out he's such a like a. There's a part where they try to make Walt intimidating and it just doesn't come out like that.
I think
In
that's
this
the
movie, he's actually
point.
pretty hard. Yeah, no, that's the point.
He tries to be
Uh,
intimidating in that movie, and he's just a full-on idiot. Because that's what they all are. They're all stupid.
Yeah, but big credit to like Michael Shannon for that he's able to play an intimidating man, and also a guy trying and failing to being intimidating.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like White Death, if this was Carver, he would have won. Things would have went his way. It's just a
Uh-huh.
matter that Ladybug oopsie daisied his way into ruining his
Oopsie
entire criminal
doopsie.
syndicate. Not just that, a complete erosion of his bloodline
When you
with
think
the
of
death of his daughter.
All of them fucking imploded.
Yeah. When you think about it, all the three major Michael Shannon characters, they're all different tiers of intimidation. Walt is the least intimidating. White Death is the most middling intimidating, and then Zod's the most intimidating. Like, he has range.
Those are his three major roles.
Name another Michael Shannon movie. I'll wait.
He was in Groundhog Day.
He was.
Right,
Thank God.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I was
mentioned
gonna,
that last
I was gonna
episode.
mention that.
Oh yeah.
But so I feel bad for forgetting his name. He played Scorpion. He played pretty much the actor who plays the Elder. I think he does a good job. He's usually just kind of typecast as like the seasoned samurai warrior because he's so fucking good at it. But so he rounds up the troop. He gets everything together. He pretty much thwarts Prince's entire fucking plan to murder his son if the son's father, literally named the father in this movie.
Yeah.
So he was being sent to kill the White Death initially, but Ladybug kind of got in the way. Well, first it was Lemon that got into the way. And I'm just like charting this together like
Well,
Charlie.
first it was
Yeah.
Prince that did it.
Yeah.
Long story short,
It didn't
Elder
go
fucks
well.
up the entire plan for Prince, and this was literally also part of the plan to get for the Elder to get his revenge on White Death because he was originally a part of the freaking dynasty that the White Death upheld and almost ruined his entire life. But thankfully, his son was kept alive, so they
Uh-huh.
laid low until this very moment.
Yeah.
And then he rounds up the troops. Lemon finds out that Tangerine was brutally murdered, which is really unfortunate because he was probably my favorite character in the movie. But it was a pretty emotional scene set to 500 miles, which is a really good, slower acoustic version of the song, which I really liked. I want to get the vinyl for this movie if it does exist.
I think it does.
It's
It
gotta
has to.
exist.
It's
Everything's
gotta.
got a vinyl.
It was a really good soundtrack.
Yes. And yeah, so rounds up the troops, says this is what we're gonna do. We gotta get to the White Death, and this is the plan how to handle it. And then I Need a Hero kicks on, and this is great. I like the climax of this movie because it's just on a constant speeding train, which kicks into high gear after the bomb-rigged suitcase that Prince set up goes off and sends the train into high gear. But yeah, they just have so much good use of the speeding train. There's a lot of good uses of the train environment. Like, you get people getting sucked out of windows, you get people getting stuck in, like, cars and everything, and, like...
One of my favorite kills is just Lemon lifting the dude through the upper window, the, like, sunroof, and he just gets, like, fucking cut in half. That rocks.
2011 Wolverine, right? That's when that 2013 Wolverine, that scene when Wolverine tricks him to like hop up and get slammed by the sign.
I imagine we're like kind of like nearing the end of this, and I'm like looking through my notes for anything left.
I'm doing the same thing, and my notes are so scuffed.
The minor one that really sticks out to me is Brad Pitt has hard uncle energy throughout this movie, and it is kind of good to see yesteryear's heartthrob actors kind of somber into these more like oopsie roles as they get older. The major note I really want to talk about is Michael Shannon a bitch. White Death of Pussy. I would have just teched the bullet. I would have been of the bullet. I'd be labbing, getting shot in the face. I would have just fucking teched the bullet and hit them with a command grab and started my combo.
Dude, you want to hear my notes real quick before we get into Michael Shannon's death in this movie? So, right here, as soon as we see Michael Shannon, I put Michael Shannon's character is just one big fucking weeb. And then the next note is just wasabi. I'm like, why did I write wasabi? Yeah, exactly, wasabi. Next note is just Fiji Corona Modelo. I'm just thinking like all the product placement you put in this movie, I guess. As soon as I saw the Fiji bottle. And then my next note was me after watching Peaky Blinders and trying to do an accent because of that scene where Tangerine and Ladybug try to come off as the twins, and he like does the British accent and opens the case like on accident.
Oh, that's another thing I forgot of.
And just so we don't get greedy.
Just opens case.
On accident. Well, that's another thing of his luck because fucking Kimura. He had to like manually look through all the combinations, and he got to like 800 in 5 before he unlocked it. But Ladybug is so lucky, he flicks it and accidentally stumbles into the right combination.
Of just like a random case, yeah.
I also want to point out, I didn't realize this, but they pretend to be brothers, and at the end of the movie, Lemon says, "It's okay, I got myself another brother," and he's like, "Really?" And he's like, "No!"
Yeah.
Fuck no!
Fuck no!
I also have here me yelling at my dog to not eat the poop or go after the bunny. I don't remember what this is for. I think at some point, lady, I don't know. I think at some point, Ladybug was like, "Stop, no." Oh, it was when he was trying to convince Prince to get off the train, but she was stuck, like trying to convince him that it was like, "No, come on, let's go."
Yeah.
No, I said something similar when Ladybug and Boomslang were looking at each other.
Oh yeah.
Like when they have like the Western like draw on the antidote, and it's like me looking at my dog who's begging for food. Me taking my dog's dog food.
Instead of taking the antidote. Yeah, I remember that.
Instead of eating the dog's food.
It was
Gets outsmarted, dipshit.
parentheses. It was delicious.
Yum yum yum.
My next note is snake don't open. Because he shoved the snake into the toilet.
Oh yeah.
There's so much good sight gags like that, like just all the weekends at Bernie's traps and everything.
Oh yeah, with the son's corpse, I really love when he puts the glasses on. He's like, "What are these?" And then they show an ad for it.
Oh yeah, they did do that.
There's like little stupid.
But no, it was like
slides.
Monomo,
Yeah.
the most popular anime in Japan.
Apparently, don't look it up. My next note is therapy, man. I don't remember what this was for.
It was probably for the elder.
Or
Either the elder
or
Ladybug.
when
It was for, White Death like monologuing and
oh yeah,
Ladybug was like, "Man, you should go to therapy about that."
that's exactly, you're right. And then
Hey, when you point one finger at someone, three fingers point back at you.
Yeah.
next is the water bottle, and then next is that fucking car crash, or that fucking crash was never gonna look good, and it's just him tumbling through all the cars. Yeah. It's like that was never gonna look good, no matter how much time.
That was
Yeah, that was
well,
rough.
actually, it's funny because I think VFX Artists React did an entire thing on that, and it was literally like that was Brad Pitt in camera. That wasn't like CG Brad Pitt going through the entire.
Yeah,
scene.
it's
It was
just
like the camera moving around him. But yeah, it just
the environment. The environment looks very awkward.
They were having fun with it.
Yeah. And then my last two here is Michael Shannon just came in like a jump scare, and it's when he all of a sudden just cuts to him just.
And this was my favorite part of the movie, as we mentioned before, of just like the very cool and collected villain who literally plays Russian roulette before killing someone just to show how calm he is about fate, is just like a sniveling, like so upset mess of just how everything fucked up because the person who was sent to kill wasn't sent to do the job. And he's just in so much hysterics.
I called for Carver. I hired Carver. It's like, yeah, I know. Carver's
I want the Carver.
I wanted Carver. Sorry, bro. I don't know what to say to you. Oh my god, Cade.
Dear God.
Dude, that mic is fighting for dear life.
See, I don't know what it sounded like, but I can only assume.
It sounded like... Oh, God. The best way to put it
one video of a guy in the Spider-Man costume hitting a cheese grater to his own microphone?
But that sounds funny.
It sounded like you're complaining about your order over a McDonald's drive-thru. Just like... Oh man, that was awful. It's gonna peak poorly. Minor notes I had. Gun in the plushie's ass was funny.
Oh yeah.
Channing Tatum, Bicon. Happy Pride Month, everyone.
Yeah.
Got that in.
Support, love, and if you don't, suck a bag of dicks.
Yeah.
We at Cinema Dopes appreciate all he, she, they, thems, and everything in between. We love y'all.
Exactly.
Snakes on a train.
That's something. We could do something with that.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Write that down. Write that down.
The bullet train in general is a great setting.
One thing,
like using up the quiet room, just kind of like transporting between the carts, like going
literally
into the luxury sit down and then the coach and all that.
Yeah.
Each location is just a progression of intensity and insanity going through. And I love the set piece of the train because, like, being on a train recently, and it kind of just shows the frustration of constantly going back and forth to do jobs.
Yeah.
So it's like, it kind of adds to the frustration that Tangerine and Lemon go through where they have to constantly backtrack and, like, retain information, and, like, they go back to the sun and the sun's dead, so they have to go back to the location where it happened, and then just shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, also the fucking wolf needed to be in the movie so that Ladybug could actually accidentally kill him. So when Lemon accused him of killing the sun,
mistakenly
thought like, how did he know that I killed Wolf?
Oh
It all
yeah.
goes back.
Huh.
I love trains, man. I wish there were more railway systems all across the United States.
Maybe that's why I like Spider-Man 2 so much. I just like trains.
Maybe that's why I like Snowpiercer so much. I like trains.
Guys, are we artistic?
Artistic? Maybe.
This is why Cyclops is the best leader of the X-Men.
Um.
Tangerine truck at the end.
I have that as my final no. It's literally just tangerine truck. That's all it is.
But you know what? After everything said and done, what do we think of the movie once more?
He's good.
After talking about it, I have more appreciation for things, for gripes I have. I still.
If you put it at a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd, I'll be
No,
happy.
no, I don't have it at 3.
Really?
No.
I'm
I have it
sorry.
high. No. I have it higher than that. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
Okay.
I already had 3.5, but I might bump.
okay.
I might
We
bump into like a 4.
converted
But that was before I
over
watched.
to our positivity.
But that was before I
Yeah.
even watched it for the podcast. That was just my general thoughts. It's kind of how I feel about friendship too. It's just my general thoughts. It's like I'll watch it again, but this is a bad actually example. It's just that they both have the same rating. But
Hey Frank, what do you think of Tim Robinson?
oh yeah.
I think he's funny. I think a lot of his bits go on too long, and I understand that's the whole joke of I think you should leave, is that like the bits go on longer than other bit shows would. I do think that the bones of it are good. It's just that like some of the jokes, it's like it was super funny when the joke was dropped at the 3rd minute, and then it goes on for 18 minutes, and it's like
I was trying to set up a joke how we both think he's not funny, and Cade and Derek think he's funny. So
I
it
don't
was
know.
reversed.
I don't want to be around.
it's not that I think that he's not funny. It's just that I think that like a lot of the setups of the jokes are like
I'm in
This is
the
long.
exact same boat. But anyway, that was a bad joke, wasted.
I don't
not
want to
your
be
fault.
around anymore.
Why?
No, that's a joke. I think you should leave.
Oh.
Him in the skin suit, just like I don't want to be around anymore.
I think one of my favorite jokes he's done
Probably the
was
drive
the hot dog.
Yeah.
When the hot
55
dog
burgers,
cart drives
55
into the
fries,
building.
55 pizzas, 55 chicken.
Oh,
Hot
Damien
dog, 55
Sandow
burgers.
behind him, like I'm not paying for that.
Oh my god, we brought in another wrestling reference. God damn it.
Yeah, Dopamania's coming around.
Dopamania. What you gonna do, brother?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dopamania. Sorry.
Dopamania coming to us.
That was my what you mean, Randy Savage here. We love Bullet Train here. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna drop a big elbow at the top on the White Devil.
I'm gonna tuck you in, White Death. I'm gonna read your night book here. Oh yeah.
That sounds more like
What's that?
that's, to me. That's more like Don Corleone.
Oh, it's Shinsuke Nakamura coming in with Kinshasa on Brad Pitt.
I'd
I'm
watch
glad that
it.
we don't have a big enough following for people to yell at me. It's like, if you were a real wrestling griper, you call it the Bomb knee. It's like, fuck. No.
Man, just like the
Hey,
bullet.
we corrected it.
Just like the bullet train itself, we've really gotten off the rails there.
But
No.
I
Da
feel
da
like
da
that's
da da.
that's the peak joke. We end on that.
Yeah. Any other final thoughts on the movie? Or,
I remembered what I forgot.
oh yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
In the beginning of the movie, Masioka makes an appearance as like the ticket guy or guess he's a conductor. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I was expecting
he's the
him to have
conductor.
some sort of I was expecting him to have some sort of connection to all of like the hitmen and women involved. Like like since he showed up like a few times and was kind of growing some beef with Brad Pitt's character,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh well, he's gonna come back and he's gonna have some sort of connection. But then he like didn't, and I'm like, oh, I guess his character's just done. I
Hey,
guess.
what
I
happened?
don't know. I don't know
I
what
feel
happened.
bad because I think I partially set that up for you because you were super excited when he was shown in the movie, and I said get ready for a lot of him, and I knew he wasn't gonna show up very much.
Man, man, that's funny though.
I was pretty much self-sabotaging the movie, but yeah.
Man, I have a question. What happened to the staff? Because once the
Oh,
elder,
like Karen Fukuhara? Or...
just
So
the
pretty much
staff in
Not
they
general.
say
office.
they throw
Oh.
yeah that, and they say in a throwaway line that the White Death literally bought every train ticket on the train so he can take care of him himself.
Ah, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the train went under hostile takeover and they forced everybody off the train.
That's scary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
once
I
they
was
made it
wondering-
to Kyoto.
Gotcha.
As you're
Yeah, I
saying,
was
I'm
wondering that too with like the passengers, because I like thinking of like semi-insignificant stuff in movies, like, well, what about the dog, or what about
Oh!
that background character? So I was kind of like, well, what happened to all the passengers? Because there's that little bit with like Lemon and Ladybug fighting each other. Lady was like,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, where did she go? She seemed like she really wanted to be on that train. So like, did she get her stop? Like,
Yeah.
Well, the thing was, there was a lot of frustration. It was pretty much a work of just like her like finally getting like told off because of the frustration that was building between everybody.
Yeah.
mhm.
So
And it's just like it finally ends with Ladybug going, "Eat a fucking dick, lady."
So you
Yeah.
just reminded me of the blooper of that. It's so funny because they have the lady respond to Brad Pitt with something, but I think they just cut it after he says "eat a bag of dicks, lady," and she respond. And then one of the bloopers, it's literally her yelling "fuck you" sideways, and Brad Pitt just full on bursts out laughing. Like he like it was so bad. He does everything a guy does when he like grabs something to like hold support, as he's just like going the entire time.
I gotta see that. Yo, put the blooper in if you can.
Oh yeah, I already got you here.
Hell yeah.
You sideways.
I think this was a wonderful episode of Cinema Dopes.
Well, yeah, but
Yes.
yeah, I think so too. It's always, by the way, it's always weird to hear an old person swear. It's like in Billy Madison, enjoy fucking jewels. It's like, whoa.
No, that was super bad.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
super bad. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
I will.
It was enjoy your remaining years. I will enjoy fucking jewels. I will.
Yeah.
Derek, anything you gotta say in the end?
I guess I kind of made my peace with the movie. I appreciate it. Not a huge fan, but I appreciate it, and
That's
amazing.
fair.
I appreciate this conversation.
Yeah. I will say, if you haven't seen Bullet Train, and one, I'm sorry for basically spoiling the entire movie, but still, go watch it. It's very fun.
Please.
Yeah.
You will have a really good time. It kind of depends on like what mood you're in, but I feel like I think for this 2-hour movie, I believe for me, I thought
Yes.
it was a pretty fast 2 hours.
Yes.
If you're
Your
wondering,
mileage may vary, but I think this is a really good movie if you were to watch it on a train or a plane ride.
if you're wondering where the means of plane train or an automobile, Seb.
Even that per se, but not while driving.
No, not while driving. Don't put it on your screen at like that you would have like your contacts or like your maps or whatever. Like don't put Bullet Train on that. You'll get distracted. You'll wonder where the meme template of the two guys looking at each other and then looking at the camera a lot closer, or punching the window to like bring back something like those two memes. That's where that movie's from, or that's where that you know what I'm trying to say here. Anyways,
Yes.
thank you all for watching or listening. I'm sorry that this has gone on the rails so much, but hey, that's kind of what you get here. Thank you, Frank and Emily, for joining us on this episode. I'm glad Emily. Well, actually, we'll be back next week. I just realized. To talk about another movie with Emily, starring the Green Knight himself, Dev Patel, in Monkey Man.
Oh.
Monkey Man. But yeah, Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe on
Put
YouTube.
the Final Fantasy footage of the guy suplexing the ghost train.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.